going to be off to the races here very shortly.
Yeah, that is what looks like it's going to be the case. Everyone is readied up. We have things cobbled together, and it looks like we will be starting momentarily. So Trenton, you want to give us a quick rundown while we wait for things to kick off about some of the big changes to this tournament compared to the previous ones?
You know, there's a bunch of little subtleties, but I'd say the biggest change is not all pieces of Triforce will be required. You only need 4 to get into level 9, but you still have to beat
Five to
Ganon.
get in.
5.
You need five to get in, not four. It's a little more than half Triforce Hero. But yes, five Triforce will be required, and it looks like we are underway in the forest to start.
Yeah, so Candle's going to be a very big early importance. The ladder is the Armos item,
Oh, that is huge.
and that is on Raiku's side as Redbirdgrad just found the sword.
All right, so early sword for Redbird definitely also going to help him.
And Raikou follows it up with the sword. So, in fact, the Redbird's going to get the not raft, the ladder. So, both of them making very quick progress to get two very important items.
Yes, definitely a very generous start as Redbird picks up the heart container off of the coast. That's vanilla.
Not random enough. Who rolled this nonsense?
That is a good question. Who did roll this nonsense? Was it you?
It was me.
We need to have a talk. Raiko also picking up his coast heart. It looks like Redbird's checking around the area of vanilla level 2.
Yeah, there's a lot to explore in this section of the world, but some of it a little bit harder to do when you don't have that candle. So the northeast becomes a pretty important place, but you need a set of bombs to do that. And Raikou just
Yeah,
got it.
nice pickup for him.
Yeah, I know. I'm spoiling these runners. They're going to be like, why can't he roll all the seeds? We get the ladder, we get hearts, we might be able to get the white sword item.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. But getting bombs means you can do a lot of exploration in this area of Hyrule really early.
Looks like a little bit more than vanilla, medium secret.
I mean, Raiko is almost reviled in the Z1R community for dealing seeds that have very little money to work with. So he is definitely going to be happy that these secrets are not the kind he used to being stuck with.
Choose any bonus is going to be a blue candle choice for both of them. That's pretty automatic in the extra candle meta.
Yeah, just get your extra candle as soon as you can. You already missed your chance to get it from the wood sword cave, so just pick up an extra candle as soon as you can. You really don't want to buy one if you don't have to.
I apologize if anything is a little bit off right now. We're working on things as best we can. There's our second bonus cave, so now certainly Redbird has enough hearts to get the white sword item once he locates it.
Yeah, so being able to, just trying to get everything oriented here.
I'm operating under the presumption that, well, they're both actually using red sprites, so that kind of blows my theory, actually. I thought I knew who I was watching. That is. Okay, that was the level heart container in level 3.
All
Yeah,
right.
level 3 doesn't have a 4 drop item.
Yeah, so levels 1 and 2 that have the 4 drops, we're still running on first quest dungeon
Silver.
logic. So very early silver is fine. That's going to be great for both of our runners.
What a early start to this one. That means bow is going to be the major missing item.
And with things being as they are, the bow can be in level 9. Important items in 9 is turned off for this flag set.
Yeah, so it could be in any of the levels at this point. We know it's not the coast item is about the only thing we do know.
There's still a lot of things that can be, yeah.
Redbird is one who likes hints, and this is a case where they could be very valuable if one of those hints just happens to tell you where the bow is.
I mean, he's going to have to pick up the book before he'll be able to do any of that, though.
Okay, so I'm now sorted out. I thought they were on the other side, my stream, but I'm wrong, so I'm fixing that on my end, and I should be slightly less confused now.
Being less confused usually helps.
Did we thank Imasak? I meant to thank Imasak.
Yes, I'm a stock art tracker for the seed. Definitely prop to him.
Triforce in 3. So quick progress for Redbird gets our first Triforce of this run. Raikou shouldn't take too long to get the Triforce out of 2.
No, 2 always a really small dungeon. Not really. Did not look like there were really terrible enemies there. He shouldn't have too much trouble as long as keys don't get in his way.
Keys or ladder block. Well, we have ladders, so you can't be ladder blocked.
Yeah, it would be a boss block like a Goma or a Dig Dogger.
We're seeing one of the other flags that is new this time around in action. White sword item is the boomerang, and it takes the full complement of hearts to get it.
I'm not sure anyone's going to be going back for that one.
While our levels this time around keep their vanilla shapes, where you enter the dungeon does not keep its vanilla start location. That can be somewhere else in the dungeon, and that's what we saw on display in level 2.
Yes, it can be anywhere on the exterior of the dungeon. It will not be in the middle. That would be very awkward.
Level 1 for Raikou, that little divergence could pay off here. 2 items in a short dungeon. All you gotta
Yeah,
do is
it's
get by some
very,
darkness.
very
That's no
useful
big deal,
there.
is it?
I
And
mean,
level
if he
8
picks
for
up.
Redbird.
Oh, so both of our runners being able to potentially get 2 items out of these dungeons.
The magic key for Raikou. That's gonna
In
take care of
Raikou,
any key blocks.
yes, it will. The any key, definitely one of those items, is never required, but it's always really, really good to have.
Yeah, even if you have 11 keys, you're gonna be like, why didn't this happen in another seed? But you still aren't gonna turn it down.
You're not going to turn it down. Um, there's still one more item here in level 1 to find.
Yeah, this will be a floor drop. And thanks to fight, see, and there's a great advantage to having the magic key is you don't have to give up a max bomb.
Here's my passport. Get that life for money room out of here.
Redbird's going to get his second Triforce of the Seed, getting it out of level 8, but I got to assume he's going to go back in to look for items.
He's got to look for at least one item. There's a little bit of debate on a dungeon that big. Do you go for both? But at the same time, yeah.
Finding the Triforce, though, is kind of nice when you see that Dig Dogger hanging around, and then you know you're not having to come back here with the recorder to get that Triforce.
I don't have to get the Triforce, but sometimes Dig Doggers can still block items if they're not in an open staircase.
Yeah, but no transport or floor drop for there, so it can't be the dungeon item. So we know that Dig Dugger is not required.
Yep, that's definitely a relief.
Meanwhile, Raikourider is continuing to explore level 1, still has to find the floor drop item. Redbird's got the book, and that's actually pretty important.
Yeah, the book in vanilla level 8 definitely going to be good. He'll be able to buy hints if he wants to. It'll give him access to all the information at level 9. Definitely a great thing to have. Raiko, unfortunate, and take that Death of the Dark Nuts in level 1.
It looks like he's going to leave without the floor drop item. That's a tough call.
It's a tough call. It may also be one of those things where he's thinking that it's on the coast. If he needs to come back and get it, it's not like it's too terribly far from start.
That's very true. Plus, with the Triforce, if we get the whistle, he'll be able to come back to it that much faster.
I mean, thing is, the whistle's far from guaranteed, where at the very least, being able to up A back to start and walk there always is.
So Raiku's got two really unexplored dungeons, and they're 1 and 2, which you're not going to get shorter dungeons than that.
Yeah, you kind of don't. Definitely, you want to get the earlier dungeons, at the very least getting those items, if not the item and the Triforce, when you hit it the first time, if you possibly can.
Counter argument, though, just to disagree with myself, is you don't want to spend a lot of time not making progress. You're better off in another dungeon finding the item than you are continuing to try and dig out an item that you don't have. 139 for the large secret.
Stop it, big bucks indeed. Lost cards for an approved big secret here.
And there's level 9. It's at vanilla 3.
Oh, that's good to know where that is. Looks like Raiko is exploring these any roads.
Yeah, and Redbird's got to be thinking, okay, I've got the money. I've got the money. I've got the book. Where's the hint shop?
He was also thinking on half a heart, ooh, let me use this level 9 as a hospital first.
Go. Bait shop there for Raikou, but
62 rupees is not bad for a bait shop. I believe that's close to minimum, as we have no more taxes as the door penalty here. Very interesting. With the book, you will get access to all of the text and not just the hints that are in the dungeons and stuff. You'll get all the normal community text, including some new ones that have been added with this flag update.
So 2 things of note for Raikourider. Now being in level 3, this means he's in position now to get the silver arrows. What that also means is when he left level 1 and level 2, he didn't know he was only missing 1 item. Because he wasn't.
Yeah, that is very interesting. It may convince him to go back to those levels, see if he can pick up the bow and just be in Triforce and Go mode from there.
Yeah, one of the great things about early silvers is when you combine it with the bow, you've got a lot more combat power, and very often we're running around with just the wood sword. So it's going to kill most things faster. Redbird went ahead
Mm.
and picked up the bait on the chance he's going to need it.
Well,
I
he
like
also had
that.
that secret that he knew he had but didn't take because he was so close to topping out his wallet. Buying something is certainly more efficient way of emptying it than just paying to a door repair.
Yeah, the other thing is that means if you find another secret, you don't have to worry about it. So it's not really
I
anything
mean,
given up. There's level 4.
The bait block is not exactly a common thing that'll stymie your progress, especially when you can go, okay, I'll just get the Triforce out of a different dungeon. But at the same time, it's definitely something you would rather avoid. Although that Dig Dogger guarding a double block room in level 4 is awfully yeah, we may need that recorder after all.
Zelda is not going to be in her room in this seed, is another piece of information we have, not that she usually is.
Yes, the Wizrogues having taken up residence there. Not exactly happy to see Redbird.
Yeah, I'm guessing Redbird's going to take the Triforce and get out of here as
Raiko
Raiku's
picks
going to
up
do
the
something
Triforce
level
in
3.
3, yeah.
That's Raiku's first Triforce. Third one for Redbird at this point. He needs 2 more.
He needs 2 more, and he also does need to find the bow, but I did just call a race where the silvers were found early and the bow was in level 9. We could have that happen again tonight.
There is no doubt it is eligible to be in 9. Even the small secrets have rolled up on this seed. This is money aplenty.
Money aplenty indeed. Raiko going to buy a pack of bombs, I think was exactly 1 small secret's worth.
Yeah, they were 13 apiece. Or 13 a pack, I should say.
Yeah. So Redbird is going to continue digging around this area. Might see a check to the Spectacle Rock area, since he does have the ladder, but finds level 5 just northeast of level 1.
Yeah, another level that he can explore, not quite as big as some of the other levels, is this Triforce bow blocked.
Well, we'll find the compass and we'll find out.
That is, if Redbird continues to play this level, he could decide to nope out of it if it doesn't look
Yeah,
promising
he
and try
definitely
Triforce
could.
next.
But it looks like he's going to go at least a little bit deeper. Only having 2 keys is a bit of a stymie for him, though.
Looks like Raikou took a pass on the bow being the light sword item. Thanks so much for the hint, old man. It's a true hint, it's just not a useful one.
Yeah, the hints in this flag set are guaranteed to be true. They're not guaranteed to be useful.
They're mixed, correct? So it can be a community hint.
In the Swiss stages, it's all helpful hints.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe in Swiss it's helpful. They're mixed in regular brackets. As Raiko finds level 8, and it looks like he's gonna go poking around here.
This is interesting. I wonder if Redbird was just checking that in case of Triforce. The magic boomerang's in 5.
And so he knows that he does not need to worry at all about that. Just get the Triforce and get out.
Redbird is pretty efficient at these seeds, and I mean, he has probably played as much Zelda 1 Randomizer as anyone has in this past year. He's been at the spearhead of the Battle Royale system. He's been in all kinds of those. He does the nightlies. He does all sorts of stuff. Raikou took some time off, but has been playing again lately, and definitely a threat anytime he's in a race. There's the Triforce out of level 8.
Reko has been playing a great number of the Zelda 1, 2, and 3 randomizers, the Zelda 3 combo randomizer with a Super Metroid, and he also plays SMB3 randomized as well. He's been looking to pick up Final Fantasy 4 Free Enterprise as well.
Gleeok lurks with the raft is hint number 1. We are looking primarily for the bow hint, but when you have a Gleeok lurks hint, you can start taking that off, and then Dodongo dwells, so level 2 does not have our bow either. So he now knows 2 levels that do not have the bow.
Yeah, it does give him more ammo on if he wants to gamble on bow and 9.
The more you're able to check off like that, the better. Now he finds level 2s, so I assume he's just going to look for the Triforce here. There's the red ring in level 8.
Nice.
Raikourider just basically quadrupled his health.
Yeah, picking up the red ring there in level 8 definitely going to make things a lot more survivable for him.
One of the subtleties, though, is with Redbird having the book, not only was he able to buy those hints, he's going to get hints in the levels. So that is something else that could potentially be a time save. But Raikourider with the red candle, not red candle, the red ring makes you a lot more durable. Might even be able to do combat in some of those dungeons he noped out of. And there's the
Like
book.
it's like Raiko self-admittedly not think himself that good in combat. I mean, compared to someone like me, he's great. He's certainly passable in combat for what the game requires at this stage.
Question in chat, did Redbird get the red ring? He did not. He is still on the normal tunic. He just uses a red sprite.
And so this is going to be very interesting. Riker Rider has more defense. He's got more health as well. Let's see if he can really leverage that properly.
Right now, biggest thing on Redbird's side is one, he has more Triforces in the bank, and two, he's got the hints, so he knows a couple levels he does not have to dig for the bow.
Yeah, Riker Rider, I assume, will be making a beeline for a hint shop that he has marked, although he'll probably want a few more rupees in the bank before making that play.
To respond to chat, I don't think that was a Y force particularly. Redbird left for good reason because he already had the hint, and that level did not have the bow.
Yeah, at this point, the bow is really the only item he wants. I'm sure he'll take stuff like the wand, the any key if he comes across them, but he's not looking for them.
Yeah, this should solve his key issues.
Yeah, level 1 definitely going to be useful. And, if level 1's other item is the bow, then look out.
Oh, that could be so huge, especially with Raikou having noped out of here and did not come back.
Yeah,
It
he's
could be an issue of timing making a difference.
and sometimes the game can come down to such really tiny variance calls like that.
There's the magic key for Redbird.
And what's really going to be interesting to see is if he decides to redig after the Triforce. I'm going to be surprised if he doesn't with his with the fact that we're closing in on what 25 minutes in.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
we're
a
at
dungeon this
23
small,
right
there's
now.
no reason not to go after it.
The thing about a seed like this, though, is sometimes it starts playing mind games with you. You're making such quick progress, you're worried about what your opponent could do in the same time. Like,
And
am I going fast enough for as much as stuff is coming at me?
exactly. And Riker Rider has said multiple times he does not like some of these where the game just gives you everything all the time for the sheer fact that when he gets to these positions, basically who has better combat, and by his own admission, his combat sucks. I disagree, but there you go.
Another little subtlety I really like is Redbird leaving those keys on the ground. You could just walk through it and whatever, but when you leave them on the ground, you know that's not the floor drop room.
Yeah, it just gives you some more information. But Riker Rider looks like he is heading through the forest again. See, he's got what, 3 Triforces or 2?
I have him at 2, level 3, level 8.
Yeah, fishing the Triforce out of levels 1 and 2 will definitely be good for him if he decides to make the play to go back there. And with the red ring, it is a little bit easier as Redbird gets sniped by the Gleeok.
So now Raikou has come back to level 2. He now knows he does not need the item here, and he's just looking for Triforce.
Yeah, and that will level the Triforce count at 3 apiece for the moment. Redbird, I assume, will not be taking too long in getting the Triforce out of one, assuming he can tank the some of the meaner enemies.
Redbird actually has 4, so this would be number 5. It would be the last one he needs.
Oh,
You just need the
all
bow.
right then. But still, get your 5th Triforce while you can. There's no reason not to.
Absolutely, and one being a shorter dungeon, you'd welcome the chance to take care of that.
Definitely quicker than doing like 7 or something.
Finds the heart container. We know that's not possibly the item because the coast item was the heart container. The map, in case you wondered what the shape of level 1 was.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a wait. No, yeah, that's definitely a bird.
So we know that Raikou is looking for the Triforce in 2. Redbird particularly is looking for the second item in 1.
I mean, I'm sure if he comes across the Triforce, he'll take it.
Without question. This can't be the item room. They're
But
looking for the floor drop item.
Raikou does have his Triforce out of level 2, so that puts him up to 3.
These runners have done such a good job about making quick progress with this seed. They were able to get ladder and wood sword early, and they've made the most of it.
Yeah, the Aquamentus room at the head of the eagle could be the drop room as well. And with the 3 blue Gleox, or 3 blue Dark Nuts, that might not have been something Raikou wanted to do with as little health as he had the first time.
Again, Raikou has the red ring. Redbird does not, so one more hit from these blue Dark Nuts is going to be the end of Redbird here.
Redbird's also down to just 1 bomb.
Yeah, not in a position to force this. He's taking a hit in this room. So he's just going to have to do this carefully and the long way and hopefully get that heart.
I mean, sometimes that's all you can do, and sometimes the game will give you a heart or 2, give you a fairy, get you to take a couple drops, and it'll just help you along. But sometimes it's like, nope, you got a wood sword, you can totally do this.
Boy, going from 1 heart fighting blue Dark Nuts to beam swords, that is as night and day difference as it gets. Of course, Redbird is still fighting him up close.
Yeah, I mean, it's still not easy. It's just marginally easier.
There's the Triforce. Looks like Redbird's going to leave it. What's unfortunate is that could mean the Dark Nuts respawn. I almost think it'd be worth it to get it.
I think he's just going to check this other room to figure out what if like this next room over is the item.
Yeah, if this room's not
and
the
if
item,
it's not, he'll just
picks up the
prop
Triforce.
back. He'll take the Triforce and redig. Yeah.
Right, where's Raikou's path going to lead next? They've been on pretty similar routings, just a little bit different times along the way.
I mean, and there's still all of level 9 standing in our runner's way. Again, is going to be required. Level 9 does have that reputation as being the great equalizer.
The recorder is the drop item in level 1. Redbird has it, and he's got the last Triforce he needs.
All right, that recorder will let him get past some of the dig dogger blocks that we saw in earlier dungeons, but I'm pretty sure that the dungeon we saw those dig dogger blocks in are not ones that can possibly have the bow.
Yeah, so it can still help with navigation. It could still add things for you, and we don't know what's under Recorder Lake.
Yeah, that is another possibility. Do you want to give us a quick item rundown, Trenton?
I don't have them by locations, but I can tell you how the race has gone for each runner. Redbird first picked up the ladder. That took less than a minute. Then he had the wood sword, followed by the coast item heart container. Took him just under 3 minutes to get to the blue candle. Then, really quickly, we start making progress As we get to silver arrows under 5 minutes, 6 minutes, we see the Triforce at a level 3. 9 minutes to get the Triforce in 8. Followed it up with the book. The Triforce at a level 4 came at 14 minutes. 21 minutes to get the Triforce at a level 2. The magic key, the recorder, followed it up. Then his last Triforce needed came at 28 minutes, just shortly. Raikourider went a different path. He got the wood sword first a minute in, followed up with the heart container. The latter is implied, and I just clicked it there. He had the blue candle right away. Then he followed up with the silver arrows, magic key. The level 3 Triforce came at 14 minutes. The level 8 Triforce at 18 minutes. He picked up the red ring, which is something he has on Redbird right now. That came at 19 minutes. And at 25 minutes, he got his Triforce at a level 2.
So Raiko is still going to need to get Triforce out of 2 dungeons before he can go into level 9. The red ring for 6 hearts versus no ring 6 hearts definitely going to be an advantage in level 9 with these dark nuts, these life lights, and of course these land moles and patras, to say nothing about Ganon.
Level 6 located for Raikourider, so chance for him to find something that Redbird has not.
And the immediate staircase also helps if he can find a way to clip in around these Wizrobes.
He's rewarded with the white sword.
White sword is very useful for him. That's going to improve his combat even more. He might think to go back to level 1 because he is as almost as well equipped as you could possibly expect to be if in this setting, because you're not thinking about mags.
So Redbird, with 5 Triforces, was able to enter level 9. There's a few things for him to look for. He must find the bow. He has found the Ganon, but he can't do anything about it yet. He's going
Yep.
to try and bomb out of the room, though, and see if there's another path.
Yep. Standard play. If you cannot kill the beast, then Bombhole does open up, but oh, a Hyrule driver from the top rope.
Redbird is already back into 9. He knows that bomb wall is there, but he may not go back to it right away.
And there's plenty of other. Yeah, having found Ganon is definitely useful. We does find a Patra immediately. Gonna keep bombing around.
Yeah, his exploration, though, geared towards finding possibly the bow, possibly the hint. Well, there would be no
the hint.
about
The hint would tell him about silvers, but it would not tell him about not tell him about the bow. Sadly, it would tell him potentially where Zelda is. Oh, that could be required.
It could very easily be required, and what if that would be? What a thing that would be if he picked it up just because. Here's our other hint shop. It's in the waterfall. First,
all right. Step over the water. Yep.
Aquamentus waits for the recorder. Now Raikou has no reason to go back to level 1.
Oh, he has a reason to go get the Triforce if he wants it, but yeah, not that. Definitely lower on his priority list. And Goma Creek's White Sword, redundant for him.
Yeah, I think if you're Raikou, though, you're gonna maybe look for other dungeons to try and find the bow and get the Triforce out of there while you're exploring.
Yeah, that's definitely the goal here.
If you find the bow and you just need one more Triforce, that might steer you back to 1 just to try and get one on the quick.
Well, I mean, he does need 2 more, so the one with the bow and then level 1 would definitely be useful. Also, this confirms we do not have a hint for the bow unless an old man in a dungeon is carrying it.
Yeah, there is some process of elimination, though. We know what some of the dungeons are. I unfortunately don't have that list out. There is the bow. It is in 9. And Redbird knows where Ganon is.
Redbird with a huge lead. All he's got to do is kill the pig and do a little searching for Zelda, and he will have this race. And this is very critical to get the first win under your belt, especially with some of the really, really strong names that took a round 1 loss that you do not want to get paired against.
There are going to be a lot of hype matchups as this Swiss goes on. It's always interesting to see how those play out, but you tend to see some very good matchups throughout the tournament instead of just having to wait towards the end of a bracket.
Yeah, and with how this level, with this round one has set itself up, these round two matches, even in the 0-1 bracket, are going to be very, very interesting to watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Ganon.
So, Redbird will die to a Hyrule driver with his default 3 hearts. He's going to need 16 hits with that wooden sword, and his fireballs are going to do a full heart of damage apiece. It looks like he may be using... Is he using pause strats, or am I just lagging?
I think that's just lag. Redbird's very good at his stun locks. He literally was just
There he's
practicing that
got
before
it.
we started, and Ganon is down.
So all he has to do is find the princess, and this race will be over sub 40.
Right, how quickly can we locate her? We had to go through Ganon. That was the right path. He's got it. Chat,
All
spread
right.
the GGs. We have a winner. Redbirdgrad, SRL time of 35 minutes, 24 seconds.
That is incredible. We're going to yes, Redbird saying in chat he got very, very lucky. Yes, he did. Raiko's in level 5, but we're going to see if we can't get Redbird in here for a bit of a talk.
Very hype. We had no idea that the bow was going to be in 9. We knew it was very possible, and sure enough, it was.
I think by the time he found it, it was a 2 in 3 chance.
Those hints paid some indirect dividends because they were all item hints instead of just location hints. And Redbird, GG to you.
Hey, thanks, man.
So,
I mean, just such a long slogfest through this seed.
I was very, very, very fortunate, guys. Like, everything kind of just fell in my lap.
Yeah, I mean, wood sword early, ladder early, getting the silvers early, getting the right path to find the bow in 9, then Ganon leading to Zelda. Well, then I believe that bait block led to a quick route to Ganon as well.
Yeah, I think the bait was kind of the MVP of that seed because I was able to get up there where the silvers were. There's probably another way, but because I died early in 9 on the right side, and I think maybe going that way a little further because it was just past the shoot room would have netted the silvers as well. I don't know, who knows, but it worked out for me.
Yeah. The one thing that Raikou was able to have that really kept him in this until you got the bow, he found both the red ring out of 8 and the white sword out of 6.
Oh,
so
very nice.
His combat is trying to figure out, I believe it was up in Death Mountain.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, once I found 8, I kind of wanted to get closer to home and stay close to 9 if possible. I didn't want to do Death Mountain yet. Plus, I wanted to keep bombs because I didn't have a bomb shop up there. So I routed myself away from the northwest, and I went back down towards the middle after 8.
So you didn't get hints before 11 minutes in because that's when you got the book. But it's kind of amazing how well those worked out for all being item hints.
Yeah, absolutely. Because 2, I knew my plan was once I got 3 Triforces that I was going to dig 2 and 1, find the items, and then go to 9 for the bow. 2, having the wand and an early Triforce in 2 allowed me to just jet out of there. And then I was going to full clear 1 no matter what. I hated the fact that I didn't get the wand out of 2 because 1 was Dark Nuts, and I had to clear both rooms of Dark Nuts to do it. And that took a while, but I still think I played it right because who knows what enemy set you're going to find in there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But definitely getting the information of okay, these are places where I don't have to bother about it.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I bounced out of 4 because I had the book from 8. So once I found the Triforce in 4, I looked around, I think, one more room, and then I'm like, nope, I'm out of here. There's no reason to be here because I'm going to find hints eventually. And ended up helping out, so it worked out.
And Raikou is in the Triforce room. He's got his 5th Triforce. It's going to be. He knows that the recorder is the second item in 1. He got the any key out of that really early, but left the second item on the table. The other hint shop bailed him out on that. But it's going to be interesting to see if he makes the bow gamble like you did.
I think he's seen all the hints at this point, so he should know at the very least there's a high likelihood of bow and 9.
Yeah, he's seen all 6 purchasable hints.
Right, and that plus having picked up a red ring, it gets to be significantly high chances, and now he is in 9. Redbird, when a seed is this giving, what does that kind of do to you mentally? Are you thinking, okay, this is good, or are you thinking, oh boy, there's just no margin for error?
Well, yeah, you're thinking because the Triforces were very fast. The items were the key here. Triforces for everybody who plays this seed are going to be very, very quick. It was kind of like which dungeons do you go to? And my thinking there on the bow and 9 also was that because I grabbed the recorder, it was my second item in 1. I knew I could go back to 8 quickly if I needed to. So there was a quick item in 8 and 2 and 9 versus digging 6 and 7. So to me, it was 60%, a known commodity in 8 and 9. So it made sense for me to go straight to 9. So it was just the item play. It was just reading the hints and kind of giving what the seed laid out in front of you.
I mean, sometimes it is just that easy. Meanwhile, Raiko digging through 9, having a little trouble with some of these bubbles because with the dark nuts and the bubbles and not having any other weapon to speak of. But this does put you to 1-0. If anything else, you dodge the Crystal Saber side of the bracket for the moment. How do you feel about that?
Well, then I've won round 2 already. If we dodge Saber, we're good, right?
Then again, you do have to go against Sis. You might be paired against Sis Crusher, aka the Saber Slayer. So who knows?
It really, guys, it doesn't matter. We're all here to have fun. This is a fantastic tournament. It is every time, and the admins that put this on are, and you guys that are doing commentary, and everybody that comes together. It's just a lot of fun. And whether I go 1-4 the rest of the way out, or if I keep rolling here, I'm just here to have fun, and it was fun. So mission accomplished.
That's a really good way to think about it. Yes, winning is nice, but having fun in a tournament, we're just playing a game. Let's be honest.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a bunch of friends getting around playing video games. I mean, that's all this is. So who cares the win-loss record? Just play 5 games, and if it shakes out for you, cool. If not, whatever. It's just a big game. So.
Well, Redbird, thank you so much for a great show tonight, and good luck with the rest of the tournament.
I appreciate it. Thanks for commentary. Thanks for Restream. Can't Find Bombs. This is his first one, so chat, give him a bunch of GGs for Can't Find Bombs for hopping in.
Oh, Raikou didn't get the bait.
Oh, so now we are going to see if there is a way around it. I know Raiko's got a bait shop marked on his tracker, but yeah, it's going to be definitely a possible issue.
Yeah, you don't want to have to leave for the bait, but that may be the best course of action. We'll see.
He is definitely going to see if he can't maneuver some way around it.
So again, on Raikou's side, able to get everything he needs except for the bow. We know the bow is in 9. That actually, I think, would have been a good time to kill off everything in that room. The bubbles, they would have never respawned.
And I think
Raikou up
he is. Oh no, he's not leaving just yet. I'm sure he is determined. I think again, part of this is metagaming. The fact that Redbird finished so fast. He must be gambling that there's an alternate way around the bait block. Thinking on the logic that it's unlikely that Redbird would have bought the bait in anticipation for level 9. I mean, in this case, he did, but just
with
Raiko's
the money, you
logic.
can certainly understand that play.
Yeah, it looks like he may have found a way around the block. It's also, I think he can hear Ganon from here. That may be why he's paused, checking his, making marks on his tracker, because I know that he tracks out level 9 using a whiteboard.
Yeah, he was in Ganon's room, so he knows where that is.
Okay, so he's just trying to find a way through to the bow around the bait block.
Yeah, he's looking for any staircases he can find and hoping he finds the right one.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's all level 9 ends up being. You just dig staircases and hope you find the right one.
Well, that bomb may have been a little bit misplaced. He has to rebomb the wall, only to find out there's nothing there. So again, this is vanilla-shaped dungeons, so this is the normal dungeon shape for level 9 in First Quest, but that doesn't mean the path is going to be the same.
Not even remotely. And I think Raiko may have put two and two together, but he's gonna
Still
keep going
continuing to
at
work
it.
through this 9.
I'm sure he's going to exhaust every possibility he has to get around that bait block.
We know that in Ganon's room, one of the walls was bombable. Redbird did that.
Yeah, it was
Raikou did not go
right
check
side
that.
wall. Not sure if that led directly to anything, though.
Right, just a question of when you're exploring for different paths, that is a path he has not done yet and might be forced to go check that if he's looking for anything.
And he
Here we
can't
go.
bomb directly around the bait block either.
I think with this being the reverse C, he's going to want to push the block and check what's possibly here. Key drop.
Yeah, so that's not going to be where the bow is hiding. And by leaving the key drop, it'll be a good reminder that yeah, this is not the it's not where the bow can be. That's not a staircase.
And he's got the bow.
So he's got the bow. He can get to Ganon. I believe Zelda was right past Ganon, so the meat block not 100% required.
It was not. So
But we
didn't
should
mark
see
when
a
Redbird
finish
came into
from
9,
Raiko pretty quickly.
I didn't mark when Redbird came into 9, but that is a 13-minute difference in the actual bow pickup between the two runners.
I mean, Raiko not getting the Triforce out of 1, spending so long to get the Triforce out of 2. Like, there's a lot of things that just he got sent the wrong way for a lot of it, and I'm not 100% sure what pushed him in those directions. But it's going to be very interesting to see what his thought process was. Is now Raiko is into the Ganon fight. Will only need 8 hits with his white sword. Hyrule Driver doing only 1 heart of damage.
Now he picked up Ganon. Looks like he's got the good stun lock. There it is. Ganon.
There he goes. Just has to not get clipped by him when he pulls out silvers. There we go. So Raiko has slain the beast, and we should have a dot done very, very quickly.
Gotta survive. Get through. We know this is quick. This is only a couple rooms. That door's open. And that is going to be a GG for raikourider. Chat, show some love. GG to raikourider.
Yes, it's definitely, you definitely know it's one of those seeds when 4840 is not good enough to get the job done. 4810, my bad.
Okay, Raiko will be joining us shortly. While that's working out, again, say thank you to Can't Find Bombs for stepping up and doing the restreaming tonight. Chad, if you're interested in being part of this tournament, we could always use more help in restreaming. Join us in the Discord and consider that. Thank you, Randomania, for hosting us tonight. I'm Asak for doing our tracking. And all of you who have chosen to spend your evening with us so far.
It's a big thanks to everyone here watching. None of this would really mean anything if we didn't have an audience for it. So give yourselves a GG as well.
And there is a lot of action still ahead in this Zelda 1 tournament. We're so crowded tonight, OPT had to restream one of the races over on his channel.
And we've got Jamie will doing a couple on his channel, I believe, tomorrow. Let me pull up the schedule real quick.
Okay, let's get Raikou in here. I can't scroll. I've had better nights. There we go. Third time was the charm. GG raikourider.
Thanks.
Well, that is not a bad time, but Redbird just set a blazing path through this seed.
I felt like I was on a mulligan to 5 with Redbird playing Jund and goes, turn 2, Twilight Mire, double thought sees you.
I'm not sure how many of the commentators will get that reference. I get the reference, and all I can say is yuck. I mean, the seed felt so good from the start. Early ladder, early sword, got the any key out of 1, and just Redbird just kept finding dungeons and just kept blitzing through them. Didn't even think about pausing for anything. Just what got you so turned around, do you think?
I actually had to look up the flag set to make sure that important items could be in 9.
Oh, so you were checking everywhere else for the bow. Okay.
That's actually also the reason why I didn't dig the Triforce out of 4, is because I knew what was there. Because I was going to be like, I'm going to find one more dungeon. If it's level 5 or 6, I'm going to dig the item out of it. If it's level 7, I'm not going to dig the item out of it. I'm going to go back to 1 and 2, get the Triforces there, and then go to 9. And then what made my decision swing even more towards looking for other dungeons was when I found out that the item I passed up in level 1 was the recorder.
Yeah,
but
Redbird took some time to grind out both the recorder in 1 at the top of the head of the eagle, and the next room over was the Triforce as well. So you had to go all through level 1. And how about that level 9 bait block?
Variants!
Yes, as I'm sure you surmised, the bait block had a much more direct route through level 9 to get the bow and then killing Ganon and finding Zelda, but you obviously found a way around it. Did you ever consider picking up the bait with money as good as it was?
I didn't see the big secrets until it was far too late.
Well, Raikou, you said this was your first time playing through with this particular flag set. What's one thing you've taken away from having run a...
Book is really valuable. Get it?
That's fair enough.
Book is definitely a valuable part of the reason for this flag set was we did want to give the little book some use other than being the source of memes, and I'd say we've definitely succeeded in that, maybe a bit too well.
I tell you what, though, I rolled my eyes when I found the Silver's hint in 3 after finding the book, because I thought finding Silver's in 3 would be pretty big, and then I found like the location of level 9, and it was right next to 3. Basically, the longer that seed went on, the worse it felt.
I can definitely understand that, yeah.
Because, frankly, for a 5 Triforce seed, 48 minutes is not a good time.
You ducked out of level 1 pretty early. That was, if I were to say anything was a big time difference, it was kind of the time spent in level 1, level 2 for you, where there wasn't a Triforce.
The reason why is because I originally left 1 and 2 for the combat, and then 1 I found the any key. And then I found that there was a bunch of really ugly combat. And I didn't really want to go back there until I found either a 2-damage weapon or a ring.
And you found both.
I found both, but by then I had already committed to trying to find the bow outside of 9.
Sometimes those plays, you make them and they feel really good at the time, but sometimes they just bite you in the butt.
Any other final thoughts on this one, Raikou?
I'll repeat myself. Variants!
Yeah, yeah, variance is a thing. Well, hopefully, you got 4 more rounds. Hopefully, it'll tilt in your way later on.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for a great show, and good luck to you the rest of the way.
Thanks. And I'm not trying to be a poor sport. It's just that I think that these flags tend to lead to blowouts like this.
Well, I guess no one tell panels? Question mark. Anyway, have a good night, Racco.
All right. Well, again, I'll say it's been a pleasure working with you tonight, and thank everybody for watching.
Yep, for everyone here in the commentary booth and behind the scenes, this is Randomania, and we will see you next time.
All right. We're going to try and host OPT Lawyer here for another match in the tournament.
All right. So let's all head over and see what OPT's got for us. It looks